Why are character action games so fun? This series is about understanding them, not optimal play, using Ninja Gaiden Sigma as our game of choice. So, why do people like character action games? People enjoy character action games and hack and slash games because performance is based on your skill and knowledge of the game. Not character levels, like in action RPGs, not unlocks, not your team composition. Skill here means reaction time, muscle memory, combo execution, and understanding enemies and bosses, and the only way to build it is by playing the game. A lot of people bounce off the genre because it looks too hard, it's too chaotic, or even button mashy. Others come from Souls-likes, for example, or action-adventure games, and assume character action games would play in a similar way, and are often disappointed when they don't. And some played games in the Musou genre, like, let's say, Dynasty Warriors, and think these games play the same way, just button mashing with very little punishment for the most part, which is obviously not the case. This genre, character action games or hack and slashers, however you want to call them, is all about gameplay. It's stylish, it's fast, and usually has very little filler. Players enjoy experimenting with combos here or developing their own playstyle. Other players master different weapons and mechanics. Other players push for high scores. So different people find their own enjoyment from character action games. And I hope you will be able to do this too after seeing this. So many games in the genre also have an extremely high skill ceiling, which makes them highly replayable. So I'd say the first thing what we should do is actually start the game and see where we're at. So let's see. So we'll start a new game, and the first thing you need to do is decide, hey, what difficulty should you use? In most cases, or let's say it's popular nowadays to choose the hardest difficulty you have available. By default, the hardest difficulty in Ninja Gaiden Sigma is hard. So people might tend to choose hard because, hey, I have experience with action games, or my ego is too high, or whatever other reasons you want to prove maybe something to other people or to yourself. So you might want to start on hard. I would not recommend doing that. Not because you might lack the skill, which you kinda will, but that's not the point. You can still, even not playing a Ninja Gaiden or hack and slasher before, you will be able to finish the game. But the thing is, we are trying to have fun playing this game. Now, the normal difficulty has enough challenge as it is, and it's the recommended choice for a first playthrough, because hard difficulty modifies the types of enemies and their combinations, and expects you to already played before through the normal playthrough. Meaning what? Meaning that if you've played through normal and thought, hey, I might as well, start playing the game on hard. On hard difficulty, the game throws additional challenges on you. So it expects you to already know game mechanics, like guard breaks and so on, which you will not know on your first playthrough, and therefore you will be that much more frustrated when playing the game. So in order to enjoy the game, play it on normal difficulty. And if it's your first game ever, or your first hack and slasher, you can even try playing it on hero mode. But for this specific example and for this playthrough, I'll show you how to enjoy and how to understand playing Ninja Gaiden on a normal playthrough. Yeah. So I have these battle suits unlocked because I finished Ninja Gaiden already a few times. Again, I'm not an expert of the series. There are way better players than me. But I definitely can explain I've played enough hack and slashers throughout my gaming career where I can explain why and how people tend to enjoy to play this sort of games. So I'll choose the default suit. And the same for Rachel. And we'll start the game. So Ryu, like a badass, slashes the ninja, and the game starts, and you're like, what is going on? What the hell? What do I even do? This ninja, oh my god, oh my god. The game doesn't explain anything. It doesn't show you the controls, doesn't explain the controls. You're like, okay. So what buttons do I have? I'll press pause. So you go into pause menu and start looking for some, I don't know, for some control scheme. Like, well, what are the buttons? And you soon realize you cannot see the control scheme from the pause menu. The only way to see the control scheme is by actually leaving the game. So obviously we won't be doing that. But just so you know, the game doesn't tell you anything. It will start teaching you some mechanics along the way, but the game doesn't teach you anything from the get-go. So the first thing to understand is in hack and slashers or for character action games, which is the same thing in my head. Some people disagree. It doesn't really matter. However you want to call them, it's fine. The number one thing you need to understand when picking a hack and slasher is you need to understand the main mechanics or the fundamental mechanics of the game, right? Because misunderstanding those, or even worse, missing those mechanics will make your whole experience miserable, or let's say at least frustrating, right? So you have to understand what are the game's rules in order to play a game. For example, if you play poker, you need to understand the game's rules in order to enjoy a game of poker, right? So all of the above that I just said converges kind of into like, how do we avoid frustration? How do we have fun? Because learning everything I've said before helps with removing frustration and learning the game calmly, and therefore, having fun. So the most important mechanic in Ninja Gaiden, the first one, not even the first one, I would say in all of Ninja Gaiden games, is blocking. And like, why is it blocking? First of all, so the block button, by the way, and you can follow along the buttons I'm pressing by looking at the middle in the bottom middle of my screen. There's a controller which you can follow. It's an Xbox controller, but the same buttons will be pressed whether it's an Xbox or a PlayStation, so you can comfortably follow along. The most important mechanic or button in Ninja Gaiden is blocking, for a bunch of different reasons, which I will be explaining while I play the game. And another important thing is, when you're a beginner, when it's your first playthrough, again, don't be afraid to button mash. It's fine. You're learning the game. By the end of the game, you will learn how to time your counters, how to time your combos, how not to button mash, but it will come naturally. It's a progression. So I'm here with you to teach you how to do that and how to have fun at the same time. So what's the block button? The block button is the left button. So you just click left and see how this ninja just tries to go around you to find an opening. It doesn't matter from which side the ninja attacks you, as long as you're holding the left button or the block button, the ninja can't do anything for you. This is a brown ninja. It's the first enemy we encounter. He can't do anything. If you're blocking, he can't block a guard. He can push you around, but as you can see, he can't do anything. So what we are doing here, let's watch what he does. Like 2 attacks, okay, that's a combo, right? His moveset, 2 attacks, 2 more attacks, let's see. What else do you do? 2 more attacks. Okay, so it's time for us to count. So what are our attack buttons? Our attack buttons are X, Y, and B. X stands for light attack, like this. Yeah. Y stands for heavy attack, like this. It's heavier, but it's a lot slower on startup. And then B stands for shurikens, which is not really an attack. It's more like an extension of an attack if you want to continue the combo, or if you want to stagger the enemy, like interrupt his attacks, interrupt his advance, and so on. It's used in a lot of different ways. I'm not a pro at using it, but just so you know, it's there for you. So, you know the 3 important buttons. And obviously X or A is for jumping, like this. He hit me, but it's fine. So, what do? Let's kill this enemy. So he attacks me, 1. We just button mash, yeah? We just button mash, yeah? And you can see after the enemy dies, it drops an orb. There's another enemy. Okay, what did we learn? Block. Attack. Right? He's like, oh, staggered. Attack again. He did. That's it, he died. And he left an orb. The orb is, or means, money. Right? So we'll open this chest and we'll find an elixir of life. So elixirs refill your life gauge. Oh, there's a body here, by the way. Let's interact with it. What does it say? This ninja had gaping holes in his defenses. He never would have been able to survive in this world anyway. Another spiritual elixir of life. Good. So we have 2 healing potions. Okay. So, again, Ninja Gaiden, at least the first one, it's like a mini Metroidvania, so it's worth exploring, and I recommend everybody to explore the environment. So that's the first thing we do. We go here, we interact with this gate. It says the door has a sacred, the door to a sacred altar used to worship local deities. There doesn't seem to be any way to open it at this time. Okay, so we go further. We continue. So you're just running around, you're just learning the game at this point. Don't stress too much. By the way, the game is gorgeous. If you're playing the Sigma version, the game is gorgeous. So you're just running around, Oh, something happened. So this is the game's way of teaching you. So by the way, remember the jump button? We said there's a jump button. So you run forth, you jump over. Okay, we're good. We jumped over the hole. Okay, let's interact with this. And this is the game's tutorial, so to speak. It doesn't teach you a lot, and sometimes it speaks in riddles. It's very frustrating for a first-timer to try and understand some of these texts, but we'll still read them. I'll explain them whenever it's necessary. So it says, a ninja must be able to find his way even when his path is blocked. When facing an obstacle, jump towards it and run vertically up its side until you can grab its upper edge. Move to the left or right and climb up or down. In other words, what the game is saying with this very poetic riddle is that we have to run down this wall. So we run down this wall, Ru automatically grabs the edge, and we'll jump over here. Okay, we'll open this chest, another elixir of life, so we'll already have 3, which is very good. Okay, so we run up here, we continue. Oh, look at this. Oh my god, another attack. What shall we do? What did we learn? Block. These ninjas, thankfully, are wearing still the brown outfits. Meaning what? Meaning if they shit their pants, yeah, they're safe. So, and they should, because they're fighting Ryu. So what do? They cannot break our block. They can't do anything. As long as we block, they can't do anything. So we'll attack. I'm just button mashing. I don't care. Yeah. This one is a bit more angry. He became hyper. I killed his friend, so he's like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, no, you're not gonna kill me. Okay, good. It's okay. 3 hits, he's dead. Good. Another tutorial. Let's read. What does it say? Do not underestimate the agility that your training has given you. Again, speaking riddles. Feats such as running along walls should be simple for you to perform. If you cannot reach your destination with a single leap, make use of the surrounding walls. Okay, so it teaches you the wall run. So you just run along the wall. Another chest to interact with. And another life. Okay, good. Okay, good. We're here, and oh, another tutorial. Let's see. One of your most useful techniques is flying bird flip. jumping toward the wall and run up it, then jump off again. This allows you to travel to areas that might first seem unreachable. Repeat the flying bird flip to climb certain shafts and passages. Okay, we'll use it. Again, it can be a very frustrating description. At first you see this, you try and jump, nothing. You're like, son of a gun. So the way you need to do, run along this wall, press jump again, and you end up here. Okay, we're good. Let's continue. 2 more ninjas, but we're safe. They wear the brown suit, so we'll just attack them. The first ninja is dead. Okay, cool. The second one. Hey, buddy. Your friend is dead. Come on. Defense is under. The second one is dead. So, for now, as you can see, I'm just button mashing. Oh, by the way, a very big mistake, which a lot of people who play Ninja Gaiden in the beginning do, is run towards an enemy like this and start pressing X, smashing X. So the problem is, I'll show you what the problem is. Yeah. Okay. So again, this is how we collect money. Oh, by the way, we can smash different things. And like I said, yellow orbs are just money. So for now, you just saw me run around and mash, right? Oh, another shaft, right? What do? We can jump along the walls. So, Ninja Fortress. Okay, a new area. Let's see. Ooh, another tutorial. Oh my god, some ninjas. Again, brown ninjas. We're not afraid of them anymore. You just attack them, kill the first one. The second one comes over, same thing. Again, we're blocking and then attacking after they finish their attack animation and their defense. Again, the first enemy, pretty easy to deal with. But what's next? So like I said, a lot of people do this mistake. Maybe you played Devil May Cry before, maybe you played a different action game before. So you just used to run towards an enemy and pressing or mashing the X button. So let's do this here. So I'm mashing the X button. As you can see, I mashed the X button 3 or 4 times and Ryu attacked only once. Again, I'm running towards an enemy. I'm mashing. You see, I attacked only once. I'll do this again. Mashing. Yeah, you see? So this way you're, if you do this, you're gonna get hit a lot because this is a different move. Every time you're fighting an enemy, you must remember to release your left stick. So when, for example, if I'm running towards an enemy, and even if I'm not blocking, if I'm not attacking from block, so if I don't wait for an enemy to attack and then counter attack, right? If I just run towards an enemy, before attacking, I have to release the stick and then attack. And this is when I combo. If I run towards an enemy and press a button, or try mashing an X button, a combo won't come out. And there's a high chance, a very big chance, you'll be hit afterwards. You might, especially if you hit the enemy that's blocking. You'll hit it, you won't be able to attack afterwards, and the enemy will just destroy you. So, let's see the next tutorial. Deflect your opponent's attacks by holding down the block button. You will not live long without a good defense. Okay, so again, not only is this a very confusing description, not only is it speaking with riddles, but doesn't even explain you what the block button is. And you can't even go into options unless you leave the game, go into the main menu, and check the button assignments in there. So what does it say and what does it mean? Deflect your opponent's attacks. They don't actually mean deflect here. When they say deflect, they mean more that you will block your opponent's attacks by holding down the block button. And the block button is the left button. This is what they're describing. You will not live long without a good defense. And this is the most important mechanic of the game. I have to reiterate again. Blocking in Ninja Gaiden, especially in the first one, is the most important mechanic of the game. But for now, we're just blocking and button mashing because we're having fun. We're learning the game, we're having fun. But again, how much fun can you have with a single combo, right? Ninja Gaiden has a ton of combos. For now, we were just mashing XXX. So XXX, right? You mash X 4 times. But nothing happens. He only attacks 3 times. So what are my combos? You go into the options menu. You look for melee weapons. You find the dragon sword, you press Y or triangle, and it will show you your current combos. The current combos that are active will be shown in white, like Crimson Slash or Tiger Roar, and the grayed out combos are grayed out for a reason, because you have to upgrade your weapon, and you will see level 4, level 2, level 3. It means the weapon has to be at that level in order to unlock these moves. Okay, so that's fine. So what do we see here? We have XXX and XXY. We learned a new combo. XXY. A slash from the top. XXY. Slash from the top. XXX. A slash also kind of from the top, but from the left down, and this one is XXY, but it's stronger. It's from the right. Whenever there's a Y in your combo, that combo is automatically stronger, because Y, as we know, is a very strong move. And by the way, you never initiate and never attack enemies with Y. Why? Because if you mash Y, yeah, it's just a hit. So let's go back to our combo list, right? And I would advise everybody who starts playing the game to just experiment with different combos. Different people like different combos. Again, there's no right or wrong way of playing Ninja Gaiden for enjoyment, unless you're doing some, like, I don't know, speedruns or something like that, where you want to play as efficiently as possible. There's no right or wrong way of playing Ninja Gaiden or any character action games for that matter. As you can see, tons of combos, tons of them. But the important bit, I wanted to go to Y. So as you can see, combos with Y are what? Blade of the Undefeatable, which is just press Y once, right? Haze straight slash. Hold Y. So arrow down means hold Y, holding the button. Extinction straight slash. It says hold down Y plus essence. It means what? It means that you remember the yellow orbs we saw? Those orbs are called essence. So it means in order to execute extinction straight slash, you have to hold down Y, and there should be essence around. And then you have the 100 wing blade, which is holding down Y, and you have to top up your essence, so to speak. We'll speak about this move a bit later. And then it says like, oh, you have another move that says arrow to the right Y. It just means press a directional button plus Y at the same time. So it has to be this move has to be executed at the same time. So you press the direction plus Y at the same time in order to execute Azure Dragon. And then Scarlet Dragon, you press fourth and hold Y, yeah? This is how you read the combos, basically. And Violent Wind, by the way, as you can see, it's a move. Whenever we were running and pressing X, as you can see, there's only one X here, meaning what? Meaning that you are actually executing this move instead of executing XXX, even though you are mashing XXX. If you press fourth or a direction, so while running, if you press a direction and run towards anywhere really and press X, you're just doing a move, it's not a combo. And the same goes for while running Y, same idea. Those moves can be useful, but again, not really, you don't wanna do them accidentally. This is the idea. Now, there's a lot of other like descriptions for different moves, and we'll get to all of them. The more important ones are Fiend Sealer, for example. It says, next or downed enemy, press Y. We'll try this, by the way. Blade of the Empty Air, while jumping straight up, press X. While jumping straight up, press Y. We'll see again these moves. What other things do we have? Interesting. So as you can see, a lot of descriptions, a lot of very confusing descriptions. It's like you don't really understand what's going on. So again, there's a cicada slash while on the wall X or Y. You're like, what do you mean while on the wall? It means while you're running on the wall, up or like to the side, you know, during a flying bird flip. Again, X or Y. You're like, what is a flying bird flip? So you have to look for flying bird flip. I don't even know if it's here. Flying bird flip. Let's see. I think flying bird flip is when you push yourself off the wall, but doesn't matter. But these are the combos that you can look and try out and so on and so forth. These are water while floating on the surface. Yes, these are water-like combos, so there's water and you can attack on water. A reverse wind and so on and so forth. By the way, we'll learn reverse wind in a second. And again, these four button combinations at the end are also very important. But again, for game enjoyment, when you're just a beginner, it's not important to understand everything. We'll learn it bit by bit. So we continue. And what do we see here? It's a trap! Oh no. But it's brown ninjas. We know how to deal with them. But this time around, we'll try a different combo. Let's try XXY. Oh my god. Full combo. Okay. Another ninja. Yeah? So we'll try a different combo on this one. We tried XXX, we tried XXY, and now we'll try to air combo this guy. Oh my god, and then stop. Yeah, we did two different moves here. So an air combo, which is very convenient to execute compared to Devil May Cry, especially the first one. I do remember when I just started playing let's interact with this one. Oh, we found the map, by the way. The map is very useful because it shows you what? It shows you a red arrow where you are at, and then a blue circle. This is where we want to get. So you're like, okay, cool. This is your direction. This is your target. You need to go there, right? So I was saying something about the first time I was playing Ninja Gaiden. I'll remember. So yeah, for people who are playing Ninja Gaiden for the first time, yeah, this is a door. It doesn't look like a door, but this is a door. You open it up, and you're here. Oh my god, another trap. How could this happen? 3 ninjas are attacking. By the way, try to never get surrounded by enemies. And yeah, and it's not good to also sit in the corners. Sit somewhere like, you know, where all of them are in one. Oh, I'm already executing a different move. So when you block and when you press a directional button at the same time, or not the directional button, but the left stick, you will dodge. Yeah, like this. Oh, the enemy missed. Let's try again. Come on, guys. Come on. Okay, one more time. Yeah, see? We're dodging. But again, there are some recovery frame at the end of the dodge, so that's why the enemy was able to attack me. Oh, we did a move here. It's too early for this. So I'm doing air combos because they're fun. Yeah, they're fun. Another cool air combo, just for fun, guys. It wasn't visible, so... See, I also used my shurikens. It's just for show off. It's nothing special. So, the game also told us about some combos from the wall, right? That's a combo from the wall. So you can jump off the wall, push yourself off the wall, and combo, right? We cut this guy's head off. There was another combo though, holding Y. I think it's too early though. Let's not do that yet. So you can jump around actually, but it's not recommended. This is not safe what I'm doing right now. So let's not do that. We still have a lot of enemies. No, wait. That was a bit early. That was my mistake. So, what is the Y button usually used for? Like I said, it's a stronger attack, but you don't want to initiate with it. You don't want to do this. I tried initiating with Y, and the enemy was able to attack before I was able to attack the enemy even once. So always initiate with X, and then add some Ys into your combo. Oh crap, okay. Yeah, my mistake again. It's a different combo you can also try. Okay, cool. So we are, as you can see, we still are getting yellow orbs, which are again money. The way you can check how much money you have is in the, I would say in the lower right, you would have a yellow scarab and then a yellow orb multiplied by 1,400. So this is your amount of money currently. Now, the more difficult the enemy, and the more, I wouldn't say aggressive, but I'll explain it a bit later. But yeah, this is how you can check the money you're getting, and you're getting money after killing each enemy. And you can get more money after an enemy kill. But we'll cover this. We'll cover this. Oh crap. Again, so more enemies. Let's just attack them. One combo. Come on. A different combo. As you can see, I'm waiting for them to approach. I let them attack. They're sealing their own doom, right? And by the way, when the enemy is down and it's not dead, by just simply approaching the enemy and pressing Y, you will stop the enemy when it's on the ground. So let's interact with this statue. What does it say? A suit of armor of the type that is often used for ceremonies. It is not something that a ninja would wear. Unfortunate, but it's fine. A part of its faceplate is missing. Okay. Ooh, it has something in the hand. It appears to be holding something. Okay, we might need this later, right? Also try to always arrange, again, not critical. It's not important to have to learn this during your first playthrough. But it's important to have it in the back of your hand. Always try to face the camera so it faces Ryu's back, right? So it shows you what's in front of you. So don't try and hold the camera like facing Ryu's face, because you really can't see what's happening in front of you, right? And always try to position yourself so you can see all of the enemies on the screen, or as many enemies as possible on the screen, yeah? So let's go. Let's go for it. What? I apologize. Playing different games does that for you. By the way I'm switching camera, immediately switching camera when I turn around like this, is pressing the right button, yeah? Again, it's not important during your first playthrough. It's just, if you know it, it's fine. If you don't, you'll learn it in your second or your third playthrough. As you become better, you will start learning of the importance of camera. Don't focus on too many things at the same time. Just remember, try to keep the camera in a position where it faces, or it's facing Ryu's back, or at least you're able to see most of the enemies on the screen, yeah? Okay, a new room. Okay, cool. Oh no, another trap. It's a trap. You know a few cool combos already. XYX, right? One combo. XY, for example, another cool combo. It's not listed in the combo list, but you can still do it because Ninja Gaiden is cool like that, you know? Do this. And now a different move altogether. Let's try a different move. Only 2 enemies left. Let's see. A different move. So, these enemies can't do anything to us, like we remember that. So another important move is the Y move, and specifically holding down the Y button. Why it's important? Y as a move or as an attack is strong by itself. Holding Y charges the move even more. So let's hold Y. Holding Y, releasing Y. You see? That we can't see enemies' health, but that did a lot of damage. What will happen if we charge it for longer? Well, we cannot charge it for longer, but let's try it. Now, the enemy doesn't allow us to charge, but that's fine. Now, I'll hit this. Oh crap. Oh, it knows what I want to do. Let's try charge. See? I decapitated the enemy. And now it's worth explaining what the charging Y is. So if you just charge Y a bit and release, it's already a strong move. You can decapitate, you can delimb enemies, and so on and so forth. Then, if you hold it for longer, this is a level 1 charge, or it's called an ET. It's something technique. I don't know how it's called. It's called an ET, or level 1 charge. Whenever you see that blue, aura underneath, glowing. So this, bam, blue aura. Bam, now you see the red aura, or the orange aura, or the yellow aura, whatever this is. So this is a second level of charge. This is the maximum level of charge Ryu can get. As you can see, charging this move is very slow, but at the same time, this move is very powerful. So we got lives of the 1,000 gods. A very important item, by the way. Not important, but useful. Let's put it like this, useful item. Go into accessories. Where is it? Supplies? Yeah, supplies. Lives of 1,000 gods, and use it. What does it say? 9 shining jewels bound together. It raises Ryu's maximum health limit instantly. You want to do this. Why? Because it doesn't refill your health gauge, it just increases the maximum amount of your health, which, again, it doesn't affect anything, so you might as well use it. Right? So here you go, and look at the health gauge, it just increased the health gauge. So it's fine, okay, cool. So what's this? Interact. Ooh, we got a technique scroll. Flying swallow. What does it say? It say, fly at high speed towards your foe and cut their head off. Again, very confusing. And not very confusing, but again, it's sort of a riddle. So what does it say? Dragon sword. Dragon sword is the first weapon you have equipped, or the game gives you. So the sword we're currently playing. While jumping towards an enemy, Y. You're like, okay. Kitetsu, while jumping towards an enemy, Y. You're like, okay. And another one, Dragon's Claw and Tiger Fang. While jumping towards an that's another weapon the game gives you. Do we have it actually? While jumping towards an enemy, Y. Yeah. So this is, I think, I don't remember Kitetsu. Is this a weapon or not? Doesn't really matter. Dragon's Claw and Tiger Fang is a cool weapon in the game. It's one of the more overpowered weapons in the game. But do we have it already? Equipment, melee weapons. No, we don't have it. Okay. Oh crap. I think it gives it a bit later. I mean, you receive it a bit later. Anyways, yeah, let's continue. This is a more dangerous room now. This is where players might usually get in trouble, because you have 3 ninjas, but now you have 2 brown ones, which we are not afraid of, and the white one. It's somewhat dangerous. Look, they are jumping around, being very confusing. Yeah, look, he's over here, he's over there. It's not clear what's happening. You're like, what's with this guy? What is happening? So you watch the white guy. Oh my god, this combo is long. It's like 4 hits. So we'll get rid of these guys. Yeah. And we'll block. Again, don't forget to block. Always after finishing your combo block, right? Right. Again, the camera angle isn't very good. We're not seeing one enemy. Okay, let's... Okay, now we are. Now we are seeing everybody, yeah? Okay, kill this guy. Where's the last brown enemy? Not the best angle again, not the best angle. Block. Don't forget to block, you know? There you go. Just killing them off one by one. You see, that guy is dangerous. Now, this guy, what does he do? 3, 4. It's like 4 attacks with a delay. 1, 2, 3, then 3 attacks, so 2 combos. Let's watch him a bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can attack. Thankfully, we have a few attacks at our disposal, so we can... And he's there, and he's down when we stab him again. And we stab him, pressing Y. Yeah, we stab him. Look at this. Very dodgy for enemies. But we say no. Now, we just received a new type of orb, a blue orb. And what the blue orb does, it doesn't give you money, but what it does, it refills a little bit of your health bar, which is very useful. So what a lot of people, by the way, when a lot of people fight in this room, what happens, and it's natural to happen. Oh, I forgot, the enemies are are respawning if you leave the room, yeah. Now, we missed. You see? And another one. Why that guy is a problem? It's because he also uses shurikens. But we'll try to decapitate a few enemies with Y, you know? Okay. Okay. We'll try not to be fancy. Yeah? Okay, I almost did a mistake. You see? Try not to get surrounded by enemies. Oh, crap. I wanted to wait for the full charge, and this is what you shouldn't be doing. You shouldn't be waiting for a full charge, right? So what often happens, and I want to show this right now, you keep fighting in this room, and this happens, and you fall down. And you're like, what the hell? It's a different room. It's like a trap, you know? The good part about this trap, the so-called trap, is it has bats. And bats refill your life, which is very convenient. And you have another great spirit elixir. You're like, okay, good, more life. More life. But we're not using life because we're nervous, you know? We don't know when we might need it, and so on and so forth. The important part here is don't be afraid to use your life, because you're not being punished like in Devil May Cry. So you're... Oh, and we found Fangs of the Samurai, so we needed to fall down here apparently. Okay, very interesting. Okay, let's continue. So this game doesn't punish you for using the life potions, right? Oh, we have a new tutorial. Let's read this. Use right button and left button on the directional pad to select an item and press down button to use it. You might heal your wounds without taking your mind off of your task. So, let's try doing this. In a second. Right? I was a bit hasty there. But anyways, you get into this room, what do you find here? A Talisman of Rebirth. So this item refills all of your life when you die. So when you run out of your health gauge, you do not die. Talisman revives you, so you continue from where you left off. If you don't have a talisman and you haven't used any sort of like healing potions to heal yourself before you die, what happens is you will have to restart the mission from the start or from the save point. There aren't any checkpoints in the first Ninja Gaiden. So just something for you to remember. There aren't any checkpoints. We haven't seen yet a save point, which is like worrisome, right? So what you have to do, you have less than half of your life. Let's use a potion. So let's press left button a few times. What happens is left directional button, I mean, or D-pad button. What happens is you can see you're scrolling between two items. A smaller elixir, this one, and a larger elixir, which I think it gives back all of your life, and this one gives back a bit of your life. So the way to use it, you scroll and you press down, just like the tutorial said. So press down, again, your final score won't be affected like in Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. So it's safe to use healing potions whenever you want. And don't be afraid to use healing potions, and don't be afraid to buy healing potions, but we will get there eventually. So we jump down, and we are back where we fell through. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's... Okay, I don't see anything. See, that was a mistake. I don't see the enemies. You need to see the enemies. There you see. So the first charge, which is the first white charge, which is the ET, delimbs and decapitates enemies very easily. We just do this safely. If the enemy doesn't attack, you just do this. Now, we'll do this a bit later, when there won't be any enemies left, or very little enemies. Okay, that was a mistake. Stabby stab. So what happened there? Why did I charge the Y so quickly? It's because if you start charging the Y or the ET or the UT, you will start absorbing essence. And if you absorb one yellow orb, it will give you immediately the first level or of charge or an ET. And if you absorb two orbs, it will give you immediately the last level of ET, meaning that the last level of charge, meaning that it's a UT. Or ultimate technique, right? So, okay, we charged one. We charged another one. Okay, that was my mistake. I didn't expect the fourth one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Not difficult, right? Okay, so what's next? Where do we go next? Well, yeah, we go to this room. And there you go, your first save point. And again, always save the game. Very important. It says the sacred underground paths of the dragons record all that occurs in the world of man. We have not forgotten those who live on the surface of Earth. Okay, so this is your first save point, so we'll save. Okay, so this is... Now, every time you'll die and you'll start the game, or you'll load at this specific point in time, which is very convenient, again. And don't forget, there aren't any checkpoints, but let's not forget, we unlocked a new move. So let's check the new move that we unlocked. So let's see. Where's the move? In info, I think. Technique scrolls, flying swallow. This move is... And let's read the move. What does it say? So with the dragon sword, you just, while jumping towards an enemy, press Y, right? So it's a very strong move, this one. But at the same time, people tend to overuse it, meaning they do two bad things at the same time, or they do two things wrong at the same time. The first thing is, the move is very, very cool and very, very powerful, but at the same time, it leaves you undefended when you land from this move. I'll show it to you. Because the recovery frames are very long. What's the recovery frame? It's a concept that's coming from fighting games, with a good reason. And the thing is, recovery frames means whenever you finish a specific move, it takes a number of frames, or it takes a piece of animation for you to return to the state where you can block or you can do something else, right? So in those recovery frames, however long those frames are, you can be attacked and you cannot defend yourself. This is why you're vulnerable. So at the end of this move, you're very vulnerable, and people, especially beginners, tend to overuse it. With good reason. The move is overpowered, like I said, and the move looks very cool. And the second problem that people encounter when people play this or overuse this move, because it's so powerful, they tend to use it very, very often, therefore making the game look button mashy and boring at the same time, because if you're overusing an overpowered move over and over, and it's not their mistake, right? It's just that the game gives you that overpowered move. The fact that they tend to overuse this move makes the experience not as interesting for them. And the thing is, the move is really overpowered on normal, and it gets less and less overpowered the more in difficulty you raise, because the enemies tend to punish you more often after this sort of nonsense. So you have to be very tactical and strategic when you're using this move on harder difficulty. On easier difficulty, not so much. So what is this move? Jump towards an enemy, press Y. Saw that? Like this. Enemy is dead. Okay. You see? Oh crap. Oh my god. So yeah, so this can happen. Whenever you're doing this move, this can happen. You can just jump into the air and not do the move, land, and the enemy will punish you. So you don't want to do that. Now, what will happen? By the way, I forgot to do something, and this is good. It says, while a blocking stance, tilt the left stick to roll your body. We're already doing this. And see how late the game teaches you this? Like the roll mechanic or the dodge mechanic. This is called reverse wind. By the way, it's not a roll, it's not a dodge, it's a reverse wind. With it, you can avoid even the most fierce of enemy attacks. So it has some invulnerability frames. So you get to this room, you try to open it, it says the door is locked. You're like, son of a gun. Have I forgotten? Yes, you have forgotten. So, what did we forget? We forgot to... Okay, we fell. It's fine. And we have the bats again. The bats respawn. So whenever you lose some life in this first level, you can go into this cave, and the bats will refill your life. So this is an important tip that you can reuse if you find yourself like running out of life or anything like that. So if you don't want to use any healing potions, you run back into your room. So we went a little bit back, and we need to get here. Why? Because we found an item. Fangs of the Samurai, which we give to the samurai back, and he gives us what? The key. And this key can be used to open that closed door. We don't care about enemies, we'll just run through. You can fight them, it's not a problem. You can fight these enemies again. But I'm not fighting them, why? Because there's no need to fight them, really. Especially on your first playthrough. You fight them for score for the most part. But here, we just want to open this door. Okay, Key of Courage. What happens is... Oh no, now the stuff gets real. Now you have 3 white ninjas. And these guys are funky. As you can see, don't let them attack you. There you go. Oh crap. I don't know what happened over there actually. Let's refill our life. There you go. See, they can dodge, but we're also skillful. So this is how we kill these enemies. Again, be very careful. If you don't know when to attack enemies, look at their moveset. Attack when you feel it's safe to attack. Meaning what? Meaning when they finish their combos. Just try and watch the enemies. Obviously, on your first playthrough, it will be a lot more difficult to watch each and every enemy, especially since you haven't seen them already like hundreds of times like I did. But it will just come with time. Or you might just be a natural and you might get it from the get-go. But
I see you have made it this far.
he's your first boss of the game. He's very careful. He's also a ninja. He's a badass, by the way. What you wanna do, just watch him. Oh my god, he grabs you, so you're like, okay, so what can I do? You see, he wanted to grab me again. So you kinda have to keep a certain distance from him, like a medium distance. Again, he grabbed you, that's fine. Again, use life when you feel like you need to use life. So the idea here is you have to keep like medium distance. Don't allow the guy to approach you because his grab does a lot of damage. At the same time, every time he finishes a combo, you can attack. Every time, well, let's see. Not like this. Oh, this is a very important move, by the way. Whenever he charges, you have to dodge to the side or towards him, and you can attack him afterwards. So let's see. Does the guy charge? So, come on, charge, man. Charge! Oh my god. So again, try to keep medium distance from this guy because he's very cheeky. Okay, why don't you attack, man? Come on, attack. Come on, man. Yo. Yo. Okay, this is new. Okay, this is... Let's see. Will it charge, by the way? I wanna... Okay. So after charge, she's pretty defenseless. So you have to attack after he charges. But first you have to dodge. And again, I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just watching him attack. Keeping distance from him. Don't be too far from him like I am right now. But always block. Always try to block. You see, I was a bit close and... Always attack after he charges. Yeah? Okay. As you saw, I just drank a healing potion just not to die. Yeah. Again, I'll drink another one. And that's it. That's the fight. Again, you just take it slow. You just take it slow. Don't rush. And you're gonna get through this fight. Again, it's a very... it's like a test fight.
Ah, the dragon sword. So your father is still in the sacred wilderness.
Yes. He has entrusted me with the sword while he continues his training. He never seems satisfied with the power he wields.
Someday you will come to understand the pursuit of power. Perhaps beginning with your training here. And what of the sister blade, the Dark Dragon? Has he left you in charge of protecting it as well?
It remains in the village under the protection of my father's clan. They will ensure that the sword remains untouched. Its dark power sealed.
It is a shame that such a sword must go untouched, such power unused. Alas, I am not of the dragon lineage. The sword is not of my concern.
Master Murai, the Hayabusa village. Master Ryu.
And this is the end of chapter 1. Again, take your time. You might die a few times at the boss, but the biggest advantage is that the boss is not so far from the save point, so it won't take you a long time to get there. Just don't forget to save again. Take your time, block. This boss is dangerous specifically because of his grab. This is the only, well, grab and charge, so to speak. But at the same time, you can punish the grab and you can punish the charge. Or if you don't, if you are uncomfortable, I haven't punished the grab yet, but if you're uncomfortable punishing the grab or don't know how to punish the grab, it's fine. You just keep medium distance from the boss, and every time he finishes a combo, this is when you attack. Same as with the rest of the enemies. He's especially punishable after he charges. So whenever he finishes charging, finishes the charge move, you can attack him afterwards. Yeah. So create a ninja. Again, it doesn't mean too much right now. Don't play for score. Try to enjoy the game. Try to have fun. Learn combos. Learn movement. Just try to enjoy the game. You won't be able to do maybe a lot of the combos. You won't have the muscle memory for certain combos like I do. It will come with time. You just play the game at your own pace. You can use very simple combos. You don't need to use anything fancy when playing through the chapter, through the first chapter. And with time, you'll just get better and better and better at the game. Again, like I said, I'm not an expert at the game. I don't pretend to be, but I just love this style of games, and I want to show people how fun and enjoyable these games can be. And even though Ninja Gaiden is considered one of the more difficult character action games or hack and slashers, it's very manageable if you just take your time and have patience and are okay with losing and learning new mechanics, new skills, new combat systems, and improving your skill. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show everybody, but let's see what's next. Yeah, so this is the end of the chapter, but we didn't get to a save point yet. There's no time. Go now and protect your people. Okay. There's a secret, by the way. Not a secret, but something you might not know. There's a... If you break this vase, there's a healing potion here. So yeah, take the healing potion and run. There's a problem in your village, so you have to go back. So what we'll do is we'll save. We'll get to the first save point, yeah? Okay, so here's the save point. Again, don't be afraid to save as many times as you want throughout the game. It's even recommended for a beginner to save as much as you can, because otherwise, if you die here, if I'm not mistaken, you have to replay the boss. But at the same time, I think this game has checkpoints after you finish a mission. I don't really remember, to be honest. But that's not important. The important bit is block and save as much as you can in this game. Thank you very much for watching this. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer them